Do I click ticket? You can hear me? Okay. I apologize for that. Had a brief technical issue. Sorry. Okay. So, academic attendance and behavioral expectation. These are the foundation of everything that occurs in the school building throughout the course of the day. And so all of the goals and the expectations that we set for students here at Harlan are with the understanding that by addressing those three areas, we are every day intentionally supporting students to be successful. So our goal is to maintain a B or better average in each class. At the start of the presentation, I indicated that we encourage students to strive for the blue and remain in the green. And so students who are in the blue are students that are currently passing all of their classes with A's or B's, and students in the green are students who are passing all of their classes. And so that is our expectation. Although we would love to have our students earn B's or betters, we definitely want to ensure that no student is left behind and that every student is passing all of their classes. We also expect that all students maintain a 3.0 or higher GPA each quarter. And as I mentioned earlier, that is to ensure that when it comes time to graduation or identifying post-secondary pathways, our students are in the best position to acquire all of the opportunities that are available to them and in a situation where they don't have to be excluded. We expect that students turn in assignments by the assigned due date. And so that we do understand that there are times when students may be sick and students may be absent. But we want you to support us in the expectation that when the student returns, it is their responsibility to communicate with the teacher, identify what assignments or what work was missed during their absence, and be aware of the assigned due date and adhere to the due date. Complete work when absent. Take advantage of student success days. These are days that we have identified throughout the school year where after progress monitoring has been done, we have identified certain concepts that teachers may need to reteach in order to provide student support and ensure that they have a clear understanding of those concepts. Students have reteach days where teachers are going over those concepts. And then on the second student success day, students have an opportunity to demonstrate mastery where they can complete assignments to show that they have mastered the particular skill, which in turn will help improve their class grade. Not waiting until the end of the quarter to focus on their grades. Everything you do from day one sets the foundation for what you acquire at the end of the quarter. And so by paying attention to the grades in the beginning, doing what you are asked to do in terms of turning in work and completing assignments that are given in class, you don't have to spend your time in the final hours trying to scurry around to get your grade to a passing level, because the foundation has been set and you are continuing to build upon that. We also expect that all students actively engage in all the learning experiences. Our academic expectations: every Harlan graduate will be expected to apply for a college or career program. So every student in a CPS school has to identify a college or career pathway upon their graduation from high school. And so additionally, everything that we are doing over the course of the 4 years is preparing and exposing them to be able to have their college and career plan. The post-secondary process begins on the first day of freshman year. And so although many students may not know what they want to do during their freshman year, we have developed an intentional strategy over the course of the 4 years to provide students with various opportunities to visit colleges, to have conversations with members from the military, to obtain information about career trades, job programs, and things like that, to allow students to be able to make the best decision at the end of their senior year. All students are expected to maintain a 3.0 or higher. Students are expected to take at least one course that can earn a college credit before they graduate from high school. So again, with the expectation of all students earning a GPA of 3.0 or higher, no student is excluded from this opportunity as well. And this is something that should be taken advantage of because students have the opportunity to attend classes with our partner institution, which is Chicago State University, and they have the option to take some free classes and earn free college credit. Students will not be allowed to participate in athletic competitions or extracurricular activities if they are failing a course. When you are enrolled in school, you are a student, and so student first. So everything that deals with you being a student, a model student, has to be demonstrated first for you to be able to participate in the extracurricular activities. And again, this is not a punishment, but definitely an expectation. So in addition to our academic expectations, we have attendance expectations. We do expect for our students to maintain a 90% attendance average each month. And by having that 90% attendance average each month, it ensures that the students in our building have a 90% attendance average at the end of the year, which is our school goal. Arrive to school each day by 8:30. Be in your first period seat at 8:45. Arrive to all classes on time and not cut any classes are definitely some strategies that can be used to ensure that students maintain this attendance expectation. To your right, there is a chart that shows you that a student can have an average of 90% attendance rate at the end of the school year if they do not miss more than 18 days of school. And 18 days is quite a lot of days, saying that we are only in school for 177 days of the school year. So parents, we are encouraging you. We do know that things happen, students get sick, you have family emergencies and things like that, but we are also asking you to not allow students to make excuses and to encourage them to persevere. We all have days where we don't feel our best and maybe just don't feel like, feel up to it to push through the day. But we're asking your support in teaching the students about perseverance, getting to school on time on the days that they actually can to help us reach our goal of 90%. So 18 days, again, is quite a bit, quite a few, well, a lot of days for a student to miss school, but still not more than that for us to have the 90% attendance rate. So your attendance today affects your education and your future. Again, to achieve the 90% or better, your child should not miss more than 18 total days of school. And again, we are asking your support in adhering to that goal. Behavioral expectations. Students are expected to find effective ways to resolve conflict. Refer to the Falcon Way Behavior Matrix, which is what we use every day to guide our students in the day-to-day expectations of a student here at Harlan. Communicate potential conflict to Dean Newman. So if there are any concerns, parents, that your child has shared with you around anything dealing with issues or problems at the school, please do not hesitate to contact Dean Newman. Now we're going to talk a little bit about on track. So on track students are considered on track at the end of each year if they pass all of their classes in both semesters, earning a total of 7 credits per school year. And so we're going to briefly discuss how that breaks down so that you all have an understanding, particularly for the freshman parents, because we do know that grading in elementary school is a little bit different than how grades are tracked in high school. So over the 4 years of high school, each student can earn 7 credits at the end of each school year. So a 9th grader should have 7 credits at the end of the school year. A 10th grader should have 14 credits. An 11th grade student should have 21 credits, and a 12th grade student can have 28 credits. Now, there are only 24 credits that are required by CPS to meet the graduation requirements. So potentially a student can graduate with 4 extra credits than what is required. However, a student can also have 28 credits and not meet the graduation requirements, even though the credit requirement is only 24. So I'm going to ask that you have the students track their progress in terms of the course sequence and credit sequence that is required to be met for CPS graduation requirements. That information is shared with you at the end of each semester. There is a grade report that is sent home that helps you and your student track their academic progress and their on-track status. So we are asking you to make sure that you review that you have those discussions with your students. And if you have any questions about anything regarding grades and on-track status, that you reach out to myself, Ms. Grimes, the school counselor. So graduation requirements and understanding credits and semesters. So this is the breakdown of how the grading occurs at the end of each semester. So there are 4 quarters in the school year. 2 quarters combined equal 1 semester. So from the beginning of school in August up until right before we get out for Christmas break in December, those are quarter 1 and 2, and the semester in the first semester of the school year. Once we return from Christmas break in January up until the end of May or very beginning of June, those are quarters 3 and 4, which are semester 2. So each of those 2 quarters or each semester, students are able to earn 3.5 credits. Every student has 7 classes on their schedule, and every semester, those classes are worth 0.5 or a half of credit. In the second semester, it is the same format, and those same classes allow the students to earn another 0.5 or half a credit, and those 2 half credits combined give the total credit, which will equal 3.5. So again, each semester for every year of high school, at the end of semester 1, which is right before Christmas break, a student should have 3.5 credits earned. And at the end of semester 2, which is late May, early June, the student should have another 3.5 credits. And that is how the students earn the total of 7 credits each year. And so just to ensure that nobody is off track, if we are focusing on passing all of our classes every year, then there's never a need to question, if the student is on track or if a student is prepared to graduate. In addition to those credits, there are non-credit bearing requirements. This is a breakdown of those non-credit bearing requirements per grade level. So although all of these that are listed are required to be completed by the end of your 12th grade year, they are broken down per grade band to ensure that there is enough time to complete the requirements. So in 9th grade, a student should complete health and 1 service learning project that is done within a classroom. 10th grade, students are expected to complete driver's education and the U.S. Constitution. Even though students have taken the Constitution in 8th grade, they are required to take the Constitution again in high school. For 11th grade, there's a financial education requirement and another service learning project that is done through the civics class. And then there is a state mandated exam, which is the ACT, used to determine what colleges students are eligible to be accepted into. And then for 12th grade, we have the FAFSA, also known as the financial aid application, and then Learn, Plan, Succeed, where all seniors will have a concrete post-secondary plan. They have identified a pathway that they would like to pursue after they graduate from high school. And then myself and members of the counseling and post-secondary department are working strategically with those students over the course of the senior year to ensure that they have all of the things required that will allow them to transition into their post-secondary pathway seamlessly with all of the materials and documents that they need. Earned honors and special programs. So here at Harlan, we have Earned Honors Program. And so this allows students to complete an application to earn honors credit in their core subject areas. So in the area of English, math, science, and history, students have an opportunity to earn honors credit in those particular classes if they meet the requirement of having an 80% or better average in the class, maintaining an 80% or better attendance rate. And so in an earned honors class, the students will have additional class-specific requirements that are described in the application and that will be presented to the presented to the students by the classroom teachers. And by these students having additional coursework or projects designed by the classroom teacher, this gives the students the opportunity to earn honors credit, which assists the students in obtaining the 3.0 GPA if they are successful in the classes. So why is it beneficial? More students are provided with an opportunity to access honors coursework. So we are a small school. Small school means small staff. So in effort to keep things equitable for our students, just as they would have the opportunities in some of the larger high schools, we still want to be able to present them with the opportunity for honors programming. And so this was a creative way that we were able to introduce and implement that opportunity for students. It creates for more flexible programming, promotes access and prevents a tracking system, and increases equity and removes barriers for students. So in addition to Earn Honors, we have a National Honor Society. The National Honor Society is open to students in 10th through 12th grade who meet the 3.0 GPA threshold, have completed volunteer experience either through work, school, or in their community. Students who are able to show leadership qualities and characteristics, and then students who demonstrate characteristics of cooperation, honesty, being reliable, showing courtesy, concern, and respect for others. And of course, having a clean disciplinary record. So partnerships and programs that Harlan offers. We have Metropolitan Family Services here on site that works to service our students here at Harlan and provide some very unique opportunities for those students. We have Becoming a Man program, also known as BAM, Project Promise, which is a post-secondary resource for students, and it allows students to be exposed to post-secondary topics, post-secondary access and awareness. And then they also have opportunities where they provide college fairs and visits for students to allow them an opportunity to see firsthand what those spaces look like in an effort to help them make informed decisions. We have Project Strive, NEIU Trio, and our City Colleges Navigator. And so those are also post-secondary resources. As I mentioned earlier, students are responsible for having a post-secondary pathway. So these are just additional supports in helping their students have some individual support and are receiving information for them to make informed decisions. Additionally, we have OST, which are enrichment programs led by our teachers here at Harlan, and they have opportunities to stay after school and participate in those programs as well. Partnerships and programs. We offer CTE digital media. So this particular programs allow students to potentially earn a certification if they are able to complete the course requirements. And that CTE certification in digital media can allow a student an opportunity to earn employment in digital media, earning up to $60,000 without any college coursework. We have Chicago Builds, which is a program that is open to our 11th and 12th grade students. So students who are sophomores would apply for that program at the end of this year. This is for students who are interested in trades. Their 11th grade year, they have an opportunity to do rotations in electrical, welding, carpentry, and I think plumbing. And they do rotations in those 4 areas. And then their senior year, they're able to pick which one of those rotations they were most interested in. And then the 12th grade year, they spend specifically focusing on that so that students are able to earn opportunities to obtain jobs in the trades upon completing that program. Also, we have Chicago Police and Firefighters Training Academy. This program too is open to sophomore students. The application opens for sophomore students at the end of their sophomore year, but it is also a 2-year program for 11th and 12th grade students. And this is for any student who would be interested in pursuing a career in as a police officer or a Chicago firefighter. And so you go through the training program. There's an opportunity for you to receive, the City College coursework that is required for you to actually apply. And then those particular students at the end of their completion have a preferential pathway into those academies for those 2 areas. And we also have dual enrollment where our students are allowed to leave early during their junior and senior year, providing that they are on track and they have an opportunity to take free college classes at Chicago State and earn free college credit if they are successful in those classes. And then there are 2 work programs, Genesis Works and Urban Alliance. Those are kind of partnered together, but those programs only target a small group of students. So those individual groups come in and present to the students. Those students that are interested have an opportunity to apply. And then the Genesis Works and Urban Alliance do the screening and select students for those particular programs. And it allows students to have work in different companies, many of which are located in downtown Chicago. And then they also provide post-secondary support to help students transition for college as well. Learn, Plan, Succeed, again, is a CPS high school graduation requirement, and it is what allows what we, I guess, use in high school to help students gain an understanding of what they would like to do after high school. So CPS acknowledges 5 pathways: college, military, employment, job training, and an apprenticeship. And so of any of those 5 pathways, we work to provide opportunities and access to students to learn about these particular areas and what they entail and opportunities they provide for students after graduation, and in some instances after they complete these particular areas. And so everything is focused on ensuring that students are able to make an informed decision at the end of their senior year, so that they are very clear about what it is that they want to do and have an understanding of what they need to do in order to be qualified to do those things. For the mandated spring testing non-credit graduation requirement, we have the ACT spring testing. So this is not just a Harlan requirement or even a CPS requirement. This is required for all schools in the state of Illinois. And so for ACT testing, which happens in the spring, it is offered in April. Students are tested in the areas of English reading, writing and language, and math. So the test is mandated for juniors because this particular course is what colleges and universities look at to determine which students are eligible for admissions. They use the test in addition to your grades, GPA obtainment. And so this information is used to help colleges decide which students demonstrate college readiness to be accepted into their potential or particular institutions. So college readiness scores: for English, a student should earn a minimum of 18. For reading, it's 22, and math, 22 as well. And these are the benchmarks that are established that they deem prove that students are likely to be successful in their first year of college. Now, the test scores are not like an end all to be all, but they definitely do hold some weight for those particular schools that are looking at them. Since COVID, many schools are what is considered test optional. So they don't always require a test score for admissions, but they do still look at test scores to determine what level coursework you would take upon entry into the university. So we have some student celebrations and some important dates that we would like you to mark on your calendar. October 24th, we're having a Q1 award assembly. So if your child is a participant or a recipient in that particular ceremony, we definitely would encourage you to come out and support your child. October 27th is our Q1 report card pickup. So parents are encouraged to come to the school to have an opportunity to speak with teachers, administrators, myself, the counselor, and even the dean, if that applies to your child. So just kind of get some insight as to what your child is doing in school, what you may need from us to support you and your child, and then strategies that you can do at home to help support us. February 4th, Q2 awards assembly for the 10th through 12th grade. And then on that same date, February 4th, we have a freshman on track celebration. March 13th is our Q3 awards assembly. And then June 2nd is our end of the year award ceremony. So we do have a lot of expectations and things that we continue to reiterate to the students about what it looks like to demonstrate Black and Brown excellence. So when students actually rise to the occasion and are eligible to receive these awards, it definitely means a lot to us, and I'm sure it would mean even more to your child if you were present to show your support. And I know that some people work and it's not always an option, but if it is an option for you to come, we definitely would like your presence. So, what we are asking from parents just to support us in our efforts of ensuring your child's success, there is a weekly notification that comes out from our principal, Dr. Jones. So we're asking that you read those weekly announcements. And I know sometimes, there's a lot of information that is being shared, but it's just our way of ensuring that we're keeping you informed. There are a lot of opportunities and things like that that come across. So we want to make sure that we're sharing that information and that you're aware of like the things that we have going on in our building. We are asking that you email teachers to clarify homework assignments and due dates. Everybody should be going into their students' Aspen account to just check their progress. You can see assignments that are missing. You can see classroom averages. You can even see the attendance. So just keeping track of that to ensure that you are aware of what your child is doing in the high school and that you are seeking the information needed to ensure that you can support your student, and making sure that you hold us accountable for what we need to do to support your student as well. Use the Aspen Parent Portal, again, to check grades and assist your student with developing a system to keep track of important papers by class. So it's extremely important. You don't know how many times, students will say, well, I did the work, but then I couldn't find it. So just ensuring that there is a process where students have folders so that the information can be kept together, and that when the work is due, it actually gets turned into the teacher. We're asking that you update your information. We know that, sometimes throughout the course of the year, people move, you get new phone numbers. Sometimes you have to change your email address. So just asking that you keep us informed of that information when those changes occur, so that we always have a way that we can contact you. If you are reaching out to any one of the staff members here at the building, just please allow 48 hours for us to respond. And just know that we will call, and we do call for pretty much everything, especially those things related to grades, attendance, and behavior. And so as a result of us calling that, again, it's not to get on your nerves, but we definitely want to keep you informed. And we do believe that it takes a partnership to ensure the student's success. So it's not just our responsibility when the student is here with us. It definitely takes a village. And so we need you to be part of that triangle of services that we provide to ensure that your child is successful. And so we are asking, as a result, please don't ignore us. And please don't block us. And if you've already blocked us, please unblock us so that we have access to you. In addition to calling for behavior issues, sometimes, students get sick at school and we don't have a way to contact anyone. And so that's not fair to us. But more importantly, it's not fair to the students. So we are asking that you please, please, please do not ignore us and don't block us. And then also for you to feel free to call or email us at any time. I thank you for your time this evening. My name again is Ms. Grimes, and I am the school counselor. This is my contact information. So if you have any additional questions about anything that was shared tonight or need some type of clarification, please make sure that you send me an email, and I will be sure to get in touch with you. Thank you so much. You guys have a great evening.